Oh, hey guys, hey, welcome back out to Hidden Falls. We're gonna change a tire today. Sometimes when you're new to the sport, maintenance and stuff can be intimidating. And so we're gonna show you a couple tricks on changing the tire. It's a good skill to have if you're riding dirt. Sometimes you gotta change the tire out of necessity due to, you broke down on the trail, you got a flat tire out on the trail, or you just don't wanna spend the money to take it into a shop. And we've got all the tools here in the store, along with apparel in the store or online right here. Hey, let's get started. We've got a 16-inch tire here.
This tire is really flat. It's not just for the video. It really is.
It actually is a flat tire. And so whenever I'm getting started, I like to get everything organized first. Number one, I wear this because I don't want to get all my stuff dirty. All my nice Hidden Falls gear that I just bought at our online store. Ding!
Yes, and it's the choice of a new generation.
The other thing I'm using, you can see here, I got a tire stand. Yeah, so you can find this, anywhere online. Rocky Mountain ATV is a good source. I carry mine around anytime I'm going racing or something like that. I keep mine in the back of the truck just because it saves me so much time. Dude, just having this up off the air and out of the dirt, it's really, really good. So I highly recommend having one of these if you don't already.
We usually say right tools for the right job.
Correct. Well, you say that all the time, and you're right. Tools.
That's why I call you. Hey, Bryan.
Oh, hey, can I borrow, oh yeah, no, you already did, it's at your house. That's usually the way that it goes. Tire iron, so anytime I'm changing my tires, you got a number of different tire irons here. If you're out here at the park and you have a flat, you can get everything done with just 2 tire irons.
And we sell those ones in the store.
We sell these in the store. I mean, you can get all your stuff changed, no problem. There's a bunch of different other styles. If you're running a bib moose or something like that, you'll want a number of tire irons. Today we're just going to stick with tubes, and so because we're sticking with tubes, we're just going to use these 2 tire irons. We've got our tube here and our air source. Also, we sell tubes in the store. Some paper towels, and I use WD-40 as a lube to help get everything on and off the bike. Some people use soap and water in a spray bottle. That's fine too. But anything that's going to be slick is going to be your friend when it comes time to spooning everything off and then putting it back on. So let's get started. I'm gonna take my wrench here and I'm gonna go ahead and, it is already flat, but we do need to go ahead and take off these valve stem nuts. We'll loosen these up. The valve stems will all be a 12. Your rim locks will be either a 12 or a 13. This is your rim lock. This basically holds your tire to your rim. If you don't have a rim lock, say you give it a bunch of gas, it is possible that your tire's just going to spin inside of your wheel and it can break off your valve stem on your bike. So that's why they have them. And on this, you just loosen it up. Just loosen it up. You don't have to take it all the way out, just get it so it's loose. And I'll push on it so it pops loose. Make sure you got some play there. Next thing you want to do, and the bead's already pretty much broken on this one, but if you're just changing your bike or changing the tire and it wasn't flat or something like that, you may want to pull out your valve stem and you'll need to break this bead loose. And if I do need to break a bead, I'll use one of these and I'll just fish it in here like this, and I'll just start pushing down all the way around until that bead drops all the way down off the rim and down into that channel. You just want it pushing down. It's better to start with a clean tire. I just like it better. I mean, you can have it all dirty. I'm weird. I just don't like dirt and stuff I don't like dirt and grit getting down in my rim, because then once you got your tube back in there, now you've got more grit in there and you got friction in there, and it just puts more wear on your stuff.
Well, that's with anything. You kind of want to keep it clean, work surface.
All right, so then I'll take some lube. We've got the bead busted down. We've got everything pushed out here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna spoon this tire off the rim. We'll start with some lube here and go all the way around.
And we sell WD-40 in the store as well.
And again, this is just what I use. You don't have to use this. I'm sure we'll get some tons of comments about, oh, don't use WD-40, that's gonna blah, blah.
When do we get to light our torches?
Number one, you want your lip here goes down. This is gonna insert, this is gonna grab the inside of your tire. So you'll fish this in here. It'll grab the inside of your tire, and then you'll just start prying it out, and we'll start working it around the tire to get the tire up and over the rim. Grab here, and I'll just kind of do this, get it stretched a little bit. And you see, there we go. Now we've got this lip pulled up, and you can see again, this is grabbing here and pulling it up and out.
Bryan, one thing I'm also noticing is that you're keeping your foot on the stand so it doesn't fall over.
It can, so yeah, I'm holding this down with my foot. You know, if you've got this set up like at your house or something, I've seen a lot of guys just put it on a pallet and then just like screw it down to your pallet, and that's good. But this one's mobile for me, so I'm always just being mindful, keeping my foot on there. And then I can spin the tire around. And again, I'm just fishing it in there and pulling this out. Again, you can see how the lube is our friend. Fishing around, and so see, we're here then. Now some people will just start fishing their tube out just like this. I'll put in a little more effort now on the front side and fight against my tube and tire less later by doing this here. I'll flip it over, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. And so I'll basically have the tire going around the whole rim, and you'll see how easy it'll just pop right off after this. All right, so on this side, I'm not even gonna, I won't even put any lube on here. We're just gonna pull it right off.
So are you taking the entire tire off the rim, or are you just
Correct.
popping? Oh, you're gonna take the entire tire off.
I'm taking the whole tire off, and I'll show you why here in a second. Whenever we go to like putting the tube in the tire, there's always little tricks. There's always new little tricks to learn on how to do this stuff. So now we've got everything off. The whole tire is now off the rim, and all we do now is push down.
Oh wow. Look at that. Huh.
Cool, huh?
Yeah. That's really cool.
And we'll just nice and easy pull this back off. Pull our tire up and out of here, and we're going to reuse this tire. We'll throw this tube out because we don't need it, and we'll put the fresh tube back in here.
Can we go ahead and start getting that out of the
If you
box?
want to go ahead and start getting that out, that'd be great.
And then put my Hidden Falls cup down. Sell those in the store as well.
Man, I could go for a cold beverage. I wish I had something to keep it cold. Oh, that's funny. There's a koozie right here. So once I've got the tire off, I'll go ahead and inspect my rim, check for cracks, and I'll also wipe it down, clean it off. And you'll have some. Just check it. Check your strip here. Make sure it's all good. Check your rim lock. Make sure it's in good condition. Nothing damaged here. No. Sometimes, you know, you might get a burr or something on your wheel. You just get a file and file that down. You don't want nothing pokey in there, nothing sharp in there. So I'll just kind of run through here, check it all, make sure there's nothing sharp, no cracks. Looks good, all good. Wipe it all down, and there we go. How do I identify what tube is right for me? On your tire, it's going to tell you, hey, this is a 9100 on a 16.
And 16 is the
16 is your
size of the rim. Right?
size of your rim. So we've got a 16-inch tube here. I'll usually put some. I like to use baby powder, and again, I'll put it in my tire, and it'll help with the friction between the tire, friction and heat transfer between the tire and the tube. It just helps your tube last maybe just a little bit longer. So I'll fish my tube into my tire, take this stuff off, just fish it in there, and we'll take our lube here and we'll spray this around there like this. Again, we're lubing up the tire and our tube, and then I'll go back over to my wheel here, and I'll look for the hole for my tube, and I'll put my tire on there.
So you got the valve stem lined up right there too.
Yeah, so when I'm putting this back on, I'll line my valve stem up and I'll go ahead and put it in there. You want to be mindful of your tube. One thing that sucks is if you put this on here, you get your whole tire back on, you go to air it up, and now you've got a hole in your tube. And because you pinched it while you were fishing it back on there. So be mindful of that as you're putting everything back in there. Don't get your tube, make sure your tube is staying inside your tire, okay? Then I'll take and I'll just get this started, and I'll leave it just like that. Now to get the tire back on there, I'm gonna basically do the reverse. So I'll push up against here, and I'm gonna try to push my tire back on. And then I'm gonna split here. I'm just gonna push down, push down. And I'm putting pressure here with my hip to push the tire up onto the stand.
This is where it seems like it's kind of important to have the WD-40, the lube. It helps kind of slip back on, right?
Correct. So you just kind of keep pressure here. And you can see down here, I've got the tire open.
Okay.
And the rim is pushing down into there. I'm watching my tube, fishing my tube back on. So you just kind of be watching that. And then I don't want my rim to start seating yet, so I'll just keep pushing it like this because I want it to split. Boom. So now the tire's starting to get back on the rim. Let's fish our tube back in there. And there we go.
Nice.
All right, so we got it started. You can see that the rim is now down in there, and I'm gonna start fishing this thing back on there. I'll start right here at the rim lock, okay? So I'll push you wanna have the rim lock all the way loose. You get up underneath there. And you can just start pushing it down. You just want to push that rim lock out. You can see here, you'll push that rim lock out, and you want your tire to sit down in there like that. And then you can just push your tire down on there as much as you can. And then I'm coming in, pushing up against here. I'm fishing my iron up in here, and I'm making sure that my tube is down in there. My tube's not right up here on the surface, it's down in the tire. So I'm not worrying about pinching it. Boom. Okay. Now we'll flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. So I'll get started like that. Again, we're just doing the reverse. Mind your rim lock. And we'll start spooning this thing on. Again, make sure your tube's out of the way. We don't want to get that pinched. It's down in there, so we're good. And so when you get to this second bead, sometimes it can be a little tough, or it'll get a little tougher. So I'll get the irons on both sides and start working my way together. Because if you just start working away like this, the tire will start popping out and working its way back around, which you don't want. So we'll just go here. And then I'll put some weight on it just so it kind of stays in place as I'm adjusting. In the meantime, I'm keeping tension here so this bead doesn't start backing back out. And if it's getting tough, if it's getting too hard, take smaller bites. And by bites, I mean how far in are you going? This is a big bite. See how much bead we got here? I'm gonna take a small bite, so I'll just go right here. And then boom. Back on there. Now, we'll go ahead and tighten up our valve stem. And I won't cinch this all the way up. I just want to get it enough where I can get my valve on there for my air. I've got my air source right here.
So that's a pump?
Yeah, we're gonna pump up the jam. Here we go.
Really putting air in.
Yeah. It's actually putting air in there. Oh, this thing's great. It's also telling me my PSI.
Oh, wow.
And I'll air it up, and we'll be watching our bead to make sure that it seats onto the wheel. So basically, I'll just watch for this line. I'll over-inflate it in order to get the bead to set. So yeah, we got the bead all the way on there. It's all set all the way around. So now I'll go ahead and I'll take my 12 again. And I'll go ahead and cinch this up. I'll cinch up my bead lock. And then I'll go ahead and check my pressure. And I usually run 12 or so.
So you're letting the air out because you were at 39 before, right?
Yep, we pumped it way up just so we could set the bead.
Pumped it up.
There we go.
You really don't run a lot of air anyway.
No.
Cool. The more you know.
Take our spacers, we can slide those back on, make sure they're good. There we go.
All right.
Ready to go back on the bike.
Sweet.
Man, like, subscribe. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you learned something. If you got some coaching for us, man, let us know. Hey, here's a little trick that we know too. Let us know. So come out, ride, wheel, have a good time with us out here at Hidden Falls Adventure Park.
Maybe see Tim on the bike.
No.
Yeah, cut it, Tim! Come on!
Well, this is as funny as we think it is.
Pause. Come on in, guys. Come on in. We're just jacking around here. Play some football. Oh, fun ball! I had fun doing that.
You have fun, Bone. I mean, Tim.
I mean, young Tim.
Is that your rap name?
Young Tim.
Come on. Ha, sicker than your average.
See you next
Next
time.
time, guys.
Oh, we should have said something about the RC stuff.
Oh.